So in Mercedes-Benz's modern product portfolio, you've got cars with traditional internal combustion engines in them. You've got the AMG fettled products, and then you've got the EQ range. In the case of the EQE, which you see here in SUV form, it also comes in a sedan. It's built on Mercedes-Benz's all-electric architecture. That means it's got a battery pack in between the wheelbases, and in this case, this vehicle's got two electric motors, one on each axle front, so it makes it all-wheel drive. I've been living with this vehicle for the past 3 months. I'll be honest, I've been struggling to resonate a little bit with it. I'm unsure of where it fits in or what its main role is in the range. So this vehicle is all-wheel drive. It's even got an off-road mode, but then this one's got optional side steps fitted to it, which then doesn't make it that useful off-road. It's a comfortable cruiser on the long run. On the long road, but yet on the school run it's a little bit clumsy. So yeah, it's been a tricky 3 months trying to enjoy the car a little bit more and learn a bit more about it. And I think I finally narrowed down what I don't like about the EQE SUV as it stands here. The problem with EVs as they are is that the struggle is to get maximum range so that they're convenient to own, but maximum range means that you need a bigger battery, and bigger battery adds weight. So this vehicle as it stands here is around 2.7 tons, and that's a lot of mass to be carrying around. This car's got optional air suspension, which helps on the long run, so it's a very comfortable car to drive. But for me, it never really settles into a groove. So even around town, you're always aware of the mass moving around its center. And for me, the suspension never really manages that mass. That's what I haven't enjoyed about the EQE. There are other EVs around that for me manage their mass better. Now, it's certainly not all doom and gloom. The advantage of having a bigger battery, of course, is more range. So this vehicle's got an 89 kilowatt hour usable battery on it, and fully charged I've seen a range of around 500 kilometers, which is certainly useful. So a full week's worth of commuting, I haven't had to worry about charging it. I've been able to charge it overnight at my home and the wall box installed in my garage, but also this car can take 170 kilowatt DC charge. The quickest charger we have in South Africa at the moment is 150 kilowatts, and that means this car can charge from empty to full in around 40 minutes, which is really convenient. Now, another advantage of the EQE package is this beautiful interior. So reasonably well put together. There is a bit of play in some of the areas. This car's got an optional ambient light system fitted, so my children have loved choosing their favorite color scheme for at night, and it really does light up really well. So lots of space in the back as well, and the combination of a beautiful interior and lots of space has meant this car has been perfect for taking two couples to their respective matric dances throughout the 3-month tenure. So living with the EQE SUV, a couple of things to mention. Again, really comfortable, sophisticated interior, obviously really quiet, which is important, so not a lot of NVH. It's a really peaceful place to be. I do like the workings of the large infotainment system running Mercedes-Benz's MBUX software. The only thing is, sighted at this angle, it does attract a lot of sunlight, so there's a lot of glare from time to time coming off the screen, which makes it difficult to read. One of the quirks that I'll admit it took me a little bit longer than it should have to figure out is, like most EVs, you can run it in a so-called one pedal mode, which means that you use the throttle pedal. When you lift off the throttle, it brakes automatically, and then it regenerates energy, which then recharges the battery. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to engage a stronger regenerative braking system until I realized this car's got paddles, and it's got a single speed transmission, so why would you need paddles? And it's the same paddles as you would find in a kind of a high performance Mercedes-Benz car. So I pulled the left one, and then I realized that engages regenerative braking, and you pull the right one and you can switch it off completely. So I don't know if it's clever or it's kind of an afterthought or what, but the only other thing is you have to engage one pedal mode every time you get in the car. It kind of resets to a normal driving mode, so that's a bit of a quirk. On the open road, it does have an eco mode, driving mode, which then helps you gain range, but the only thing with the eco mode is it limits the car to 100 kilometers an hour, which on South African roads, N2 and N1, sitting at 100 kilometers an hour can make you feel a little bit vulnerable. So as a member of Mercedes-Benz's broader E-Class family, what is the mandate of the EQE? E-Class has to be sophisticated, executive, comfortable, and makes you want to be seen in it. In that case, the EQE ticks a lot of boxes. The only downside for me, and again, it's because of the battery, it's got 500 kilometers of range, so that's really usable. It takes a lot of the stress out of living with an EV. But this car for me, maybe it's just the spec, doesn't live with its mass very well. It always feels heavy, always feels a little bit clumsy around town, which for me is a downside to this package.